I gave myself a challenge, set up Claude so it works like a real member of my finance team. Not a chatbot, a co-worker. Today I'm going to show you exactly how I did it, step by step, and how you can do it too. By the end of this video, you're going to have a co-worker that knows your company, writes the way your team writes, connects to your tools, and produces work that you can actually use. 5 things to set up. That's all it takes. I've been in finance for over 25 years. FP&A, variance analysis, monthly close, the whole thing. And for the past few months, I've been using Claude every single day. Not as a search engine, not to ask random questions, as a co-worker. One that knows my company, writes the way my team writes, connects to my tools, and produces work I can actually send to CFOs. And once I figured out how to set this up, I totally changed the way I work with AI. I'm going to give you all of the prompts you need to set this up yourself. The full guide is in the link in the description below. But let me show you how it works first. Here's how I want you to think about this. Imagine you just hire someone new. Smart, fast, eager to help. But on day one, they know nothing. They don't know your company. They don't know how to access your systems. They don't know how you like things done. That's Claude out of the box. He's brilliant, but he's generic. So, what do you do with a new hire? You onboard them. And there are 5 things every new hire needs to become effective. These are the same 5 things you need to set up in Claude. That's it, 5 things. And you go from chatbot to coworker. Number 1, context. They need to understand the job. In Claude, that's called project, claude.md. Number 2, behavior expectations. How should they communicate? How should they make decisions? How should they handle different situations? In Claude, we call that a style. Number 3, system access. Can they get into your tools? In Claude, we call these MCPs or connections. Number 4, you gotta give them examples of good work. Show them what done right looks like. Those in Claude are called reference files. And number 5, it's the standard operating procedures. Those are the repeatable processes they'll run every time, the step by step. In Claude, we call them skills. 5 things, same as any real onboarding. So let me show you each one. Let's start with the project, the context. When a new hire walks in, you hand them the onboarding binder. Who we are, what we do, how we work, who the stakeholders are. A project in Claude is that binder. In the guide I mentioned, there's a prompt you can paste that tells Claude, ask me about my company, my team, my metrics, my processes, one section at a time. You paste that prompt and Claude starts interviewing you. Company overview, team structure, key metrics, chart of accounts. What you report, how often do you do and to whom? Systems and tools, communication standards. It asks the right questions, the same ones a smart new hire would ask in their first week. And you don't have to answer everything by typing. If you already have documents like your chart of accounts, your organization chart, your latest variance report, anything that describes how your company works, just upload them. Claude will read those files and fill in the gaps instead of asking you. The more you give it up front, the less back and forth. Let me show you an example. I used a fictional consulting firm, Apex Consulting. It's 200 consultants and 180 million in revenue. Fixed rate projects, but hourly paid consultants. And this is the document that Claude generated. Look at this. Company overview, business model, team structure, key metrics with definitions and targets, chart of accounts, reporting schedules, systems, tools, monthly close playbook, communication standards, everything a new team member would need to be effective from day one in one document. Now, think about this. If a new analyst walked in tomorrow, wouldn't you want them to have this? Wouldn't this be just the answer for every question they might have? You're just answering questions about your work and uploading documents you already have. Claude organizes it all together into something usable. This is the same onboarding conversation, and it's the same results. Next, style. You gave your new hire the onboarding binder. Now you're sitting down with them and setting the expectations. Not just use this font, but real behavior expectations. How do you think through problems? How do you communicate with different audience? How do you handle a board report versus a quick Slack message? Every good manager does this. And this is exactly what a style is in Claude. I already built one for this FP&A role, but you find a prompt to create your own in the guide I mentioned. But let me show you what it looks like. Look at how it's structured. How you think, lead with conclusion, explain the driver, not just the number, prioritize decisions over description. How you communicate, write like you're briefing your CFO in an elevator. Be confident, no hedging, no filler. How do you handle different situations? Board reports get 1 page max, emails lead with the headline numbers. Slack updates are just 1 sentence. These are not formatting rules. These are how I expect my team to behave. And Claude follows it in every single conversation. You said this once and it applies to every conversation after. Think about it. Whatever expectations you'd set for a real team member, you'd set the same ones here, and Claude follows them every time. Number 3, system access. Your new hire has the binder, they know the expectations, now they need login credentials. They need to get into your tools, your ERP, your BI platform, your spreadsheets, your email. In Claude, these connections are called MCPs, Model Context Protocol. That sounds technical, but the idea is that simple. An MCP is just a bridge between Claude and another tool. When you connect Claude to your Google Calendar through an MCP, Claude can actually read your calendar, check your conflicts, create events, not because you copied the schedule and pasting, but because there's a live connection. That's the same idea for Gmail, Notion, Excel, SAP. Any tool that has an MCP can talk directly to Claude. Think of it as giving your new hire their own login to each system. Let me show you what this looks like. So here on Claude AI, this is the desktop app. You go to co-work, then customize and connectors. Now you have all the tools that you need here, and you can add more by browsing connectors. You see all of the tools available, all of the MCPs available already. You have Google Calendar, Gmail, Notion, Canva, whatever you want. You just click and connect. These are reviewed by Anthropic. They are secure and they are the easiest way to get started. And down here, you also have the option to create a custom connector. That means if your company has an internal tool or an API that is not on the list, you can still connect Claude to it. Now, if you use Claude Code, the developer version, the MCP ecosystem is even bigger. You can install community-built MCPs, open source ones, or build your own. It's more flexible because it's not limited to this list. But for most people, these built-in connections on Claude AI are more than enough to get started. And here's the thing, you can also customize the way you allow the tool to interact with your systems. So for example, let's say on the email, I have here the read-only tools I'm always allowing, but for writing or deleting, it needs my approval. So it's very flexible the way you can do it. Now start with what you use most and maybe your calendar, your email, and then you always can add more later. Number 4, reference files. Now in the guide, this is actually something you do before you even start. You create a reference folder, you drop in your best work before running any prompts. But I'm showing it here so you understand why it matters. Think about when you were the new hire. What actually helped you the most? It wasn't the policy manual. It was when someone pulled up last month's report and said, here's what a good one looks like. Do it like this. That's what a reference file is. For my FP&A example, I have here 3 files, and this is only on the folder that I'm pulling from cowork. I just put here a small folder inside the big folder, and that needs to be on a local file, on a local driver. Then I put a reference here, and just whatever I want, an email example, an utilization summary, whatever I want to put it here. It can be Excel files, it can be examples. I just put here as MD because that's how it's easier for Claude to read. But you can also put Excel files, PowerPoint presentations, whatever is the output, whatever is the good enough final output. And now when I ask Claude to write a variance analysis report, it follows the same structure, same tone, same level of detail, because it's not guessing. It has the example right there. Whatever you want to show the new team member and say, do it like this, put in the reference folder. Past reports, emails, templates, anything that shows what good work looks like for your team. The last one, skills. And this is where it gets powerful. Think about what happens after your new hire has been on the team for a few months. They've learned how to run the variance analysis, how to do the monthly close, how to build the forecast, and eventually they write it down, a standard operating procedure, so they can repeat it perfectly every time. That's a skill. Step-by-step instructions that tell Claude exactly how to do a specific task, your way, every single time. Let me show you what a skill looks like. This is a set of skills I built for this FP&A role. Look at the structure. Each one starts with a trigger. When does this run? Every Monday morning. Who is the audience? CFO, practice leads. What's the deadline? 10 a.m. Monday. Then it lists the inputs. What data do I need? The process, step by step, exactly how to do it. And the output format. What does the final deliverable looks like? Look at this one. Monthly P&L variance analysis. Step 1, map actuals to budget. Step 2, calculate line item variances. Step 3, flag material variances. Step 4, decompose revenue into volume, price, and mix. And so on. This is the same process I do manually, but now Claude can follow it. Give it the data and it runs the full analysis. Notice there's no code in there. It's just a clear description of a process. If you can explain to a new hire how to do something step by step, you can write a skill. And once it's written, Claude runs the same way every time. New month, new data, same process, same quality. Now go ahead and download the guide that is in the description below, and you can go step by step building your co-work. You can start from an empty folder, and then after you have all of the MD files that it's going to give you, you place them on the folder. And this is how it looks like at the end. You have your reference folder where you're going to put all of the reference files. You do that on the beginning before even creating the project. Then you have Claude MD, which is the project itself. You're going to have the skills MD, which is the skill that Claude is going to help you create. It doesn't have to be only one. It can be several skills, several different skills. And then you have your style FP&A or whatever style you want to create here. Have in mind that this doesn't have to be FP&A. You can actually create a co-worker to take care of your schedule, take care of your email, help you with anything you have on your plate. Let me bring it all together. It's the 5th business day of the month. I need to close. I open my desktop app on co-work and I open my folder for my project. Claude already knows my company, my accounts, my processes. That was all in the onboarding binder, the project, right? I ask it to check my calendar for conflicts. It pulls my real schedule. That's system access. I gave it the actuals. It writes the variance commentary in my style, concise, numbers formatted, conclusion first, because it has the reference files showing what good looks like. That's the style plus reference. It creates the summary table and the email draft. You can find the email draft right there on your drafts folder. And if I build the skill, it runs the full analysis in 30 seconds. It writes the commentary, it drafts the email, and I focus on what actually matters, the judgment calls, the story behind the numbers, the conversation with the business partners. That's the whole point. You don't build a coworker to replace your thinking. You build one to handle all of the repetitive work so you can do more with your thinking. That's the full setup. 5 things. A project for context, a style for behavior expectations, integrations, MCPs for system access, reference files for what good looks like, and skills for your repeatable processes. 5 things and you have a co-worker. Tell me in the comments, what would you build your co-worker to do? I'm really curious about that. If you like this video, hit like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Make sure you tap it until it says all notifications so you don't miss anything. I post new content on AI for Finance every week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.